the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
They say the most powerful people in the world meet in secret. Not in a boardroom, but in the middle of a forest, around a 40-foot stone owl. Hidden deep in the redwood forests of Northern California lies a place called Bohemian Grove, a private retreat where presidents, CEOs, and global elites gather every summer. No cameras, no reporters, no public, just power behind closed gates. For over a century, rumors have swirled about what happens inside. Is it an innocent getaway for the rich, or a secret society influencing world events from the shadows? Our story begins in 1872 in San Francisco. A small group of journalists and artists founded the Bohemian Club, a space for creativity, conversation, and escape from city life. But over time, the artists disappeared. The bankers, businessmen, and politicians moved in. By the early 1900s, Bohemian Grove wasn't just a club, it was a sanctuary for the elite. Every July, its members, now some of the most powerful men on earth, retreated to a 2,700-acre forest, towering redwoods, a private lake, and a massive stone owl watching over it all. Sounds mythical. Except, it's completely real. This isn't your average summer retreat. The guest list reads like a history book. Eisenhower, Nixon, Reagan, both Bush presidents, corporate titans like Rockefeller, Ford, and Bechtel, even intelligence officials and generals, men who shaped wars, policies, and nations. Every July they meet, away from cameras, voters, and accountability. And that's where the questions begin. Carved into the club's emblem are the words, "Weaving spiders come not here." It's meant to say, leave your work and politics behind.
But multiple insiders have claimed that isn't what happens. Business deals, political alliances, even government projects, all whispered to have started under those trees. So much for no weaving. The problem is, no one knows for sure what really happens inside Bohemian Grove. Security is airtight. Drones are banned. The press is locked out. And yet, stories still leak out. Tales of bizarre rituals, secret deals, and whispered plans for the future. What are they hiding? Let's open the vault. The first night of the retreat begins with something called the Cremation of Care. As the sun sets, members, dressed in hooded robes, walk toward a 40-foot stone owl. They carry torches, they chant, and they burn an effigy, symbolizing the cares of the world. To them, it's a theatrical ritual, a way to let go of stress. But to outsiders, it looks like something much darker. In 2000, journalist Alex Jones snuck in and captured footage of the ceremony. Torches, fire, chanting, the works. Was it performance art or something else? Some said it resembled ancient pagan worship. Others dismissed it as an eccentric play for rich men. Either way, the footage confirmed one thing. The elite really do gather around that owl. And despite their motto, politics have always been part of the Grove. During World War II, it's said that the Manhattan Project, the creation of the atomic bomb, began as a discussion inside Bohemian Grove. Reagan and Nixon both attended before becoming presidents. They called it a place to build connections. But connections like that can change the course of history. Imagine global policy, weapons programs, and economic strategies, all quietly discussed between drinks around a campfire. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's history. The secrecy and security. Getting into Bohemian Grove is nearly impossible. Private roads, motion sensors, round-the-clock guards.
Journalists who've tried to infiltrate have been caught, arrested, or removed within minutes. But a few, like Philip Weiss in 1989, made it in. He described drunken parties, campfire plays, and political gossip. No satanic rituals, no sacrifices, just power, ego, and secrecy. But Weiss said something chilling. It's not what they do there that's dangerous. It's who's doing it and who they meet. In other words, the Grove doesn't need rituals to be powerful. It's powerful because of who sits by the fire. The symbolism of the owl. At the center of it all stands the Owl of Bohemia, a 40-foot stone guardian. The club says it represents wisdom, inspired by Athena, the Greek goddess. But others see something older, darker. Some believe the owl symbolizes Moloch, an ancient deity once associated with sacrifice. There's no proof of that, of course, but symbolism matters, especially to those who understand it. And it's strange, isn't it? The owl, the watcher, also appears hidden on the US dollar bill. Coincidence? Or signature? Connections to other secret societies. Bohemian Grove doesn't exist in a vacuum. Its guest list overlaps with members of the Bilderberg Group, Freemasons, and Skull and Bones, the same circles that have shaped policy, wars, and global banking for over a century. Maybe that's why people see the Grove not as a party, but as a meeting ground for the architects of world power. And if you control who meets, you control what happens next. Public reactions and investigations. After the 2000 footage went public, Bohemian Grove became the center of countless theories. Documentaries, protests, and investigations followed. Even the Washington Post and Vanity Fair covered it, though they downplayed the secrecy. But despite the coverage, the Grove never opened its gates. The secrecy is what fuels the fascination. Because when power hides, curiosity grows. And the question remains, what's really happening behind that fence?
Bohemian Grove is real. That much isn't up for debate. But what it represents, that's where things get complicated. On the surface, just rich men acting out plays, drinking whiskey, and pretending to leave their worries behind. But beneath the laughter and campfire songs, there's influence, relationships, agreements, secrets. Maybe the real power of Bohemian Grove isn't in what's said, but in what doesn't need to be. Because when the world's most powerful gather with no cameras, no witnesses, and no consequences, that's when the real deals are made. So here's what we know. Bohemian Grove exists. Its members are the world's most powerful. It's home to real rituals, secret meetings, and deep history. Is it just a strange summer camp for the elite? Or a modern-day secret society, shaping the world from the shadows? Maybe it's both, because power doesn't need permission. It just needs privacy. And that's exactly what Bohemian Grove provides.